Audio test. Audio test. Okay, sounds good. How's everyone doing today? Voyager, Grim, Infamous, Asgard, Megala, how's it going? Grim, I don't know what to say about what you're saying there. Mark the Chief, how's it going? Fresh STO content, there's never enough. Yeah, today's just gonna be pretty basic. We're just doing some elite TFOs, um, dailies, that type of stuff. I have a hard cutoff on the stream because I have things I'm doing with the family later today. So at about 4 p.m. Central Time, I need to be done streaming. So that's about an hour, 45 minutes from now. Sanity is for the weak. Terrible. Yeah, Megalon, all's going well. Okay. Let me head in game here. I still don't have a solution for removing the background, so the webcam's not going to stay on for the majority of the stream, just because it's going to be blocking things. But tried to go through and crop things a little bit. It's worked a little, but not as much as I would have liked. Become a VTuber? Terrible. Yeah, I get a lot of comments. Not as often nowadays, but there used to be quite a few comments when I first started turning the webcam on, of like Peter Griffin. So I think a Peter Griffin VTuber would be pretty funny. Exotic Geek. Theo, how's it going? Distant Night, terrible. Boss. Distant Night, why do you hate me? Okay. So first thing I need to do here, which I am already blocking, so let me just turn the webcam off. I also don't have a solution for the lighting above me, actually. So what I've been doing is I have an ultra wide mounted above my lower two monitors here, and I usually just watch that, or like I'll lean back, watch like a YouTube video or TV show or something up on that monitor. But I've got the lighting turned up on it, and I'm going to turn that back off so you can see the difference. Yes, it's not. Oh yeah. Now that I've leaned back, you can definitely see the lighting difference. Okay, webcam's off, which means I can turn all the lights off. Oh, I'm not bothered by it. Bird cage on advanced randoms for some reason. Terrible. Martin, how's it going? Stuka, how's it going? Okay, first thing here, I'm on a character right next to the Dyson Sphere. I need to defeat 10 Voth on ground, so I'm gonna just run to one point and get that done real quick. That's pretty easy to get done. Jay, how's it going? Yeah, Voyager. 10 Voth, I know. Nice, yeah. Break definitely when you're working on content. A break never hurts. One ball lightning away. And I do want to say, again, thank you to everyone that helped chip in on the GoFundMe for the SCM servers. That was very quickly funded shortly after I put that video out yesterday. So again, thank you to everyone who helped with that. That means that the STO combat meter is up for another year. So thank you to everyone that chipped in there. Long term, and I think I've talked about this on prior streams, long term, we all know at this point that there are some issues with the STO combat meter. I would very much long term like to swap to a different parser. And the thing is, if we ever actually do go through and do that, we can still utilize the SCM servers. So let's say we wanted to do a new, or we wanted to move over to combat log analyzer. Again, if you want to try this parser out, it is on the builds Discord. The full name of it is Combat Log Analyzer. It's under the software section on that Discord. But if we ever wanted to like go in and utilize this parser, it's open source. So all that would need to be done is realistically going in and adding in like an upload functionality to it. And what I like about CLA, there is no real-time parser on it, but in the settings you can make it so that this main window will automatically update if you have multiple monitors. You could just toss this somewhere else and it'll work perfectly fine. But there's no real-time parser like SCM where it's a little window over at the side. It's all just in this window. But what's nice about this is it has so much customization in it. You can automatically go in, scale the UI up to what you want. You can change the theme to dark, light dark, or light if you hate yourself, or if you hate your eyes. So I like just leaving it on the dark theme, and you still have a nice graph there at the bottom, but right in the main window you can break things down and get quite a bit of detail. Picard, how's it going? Wanting, yeah, I mean DPS chasing is a way, to progress at endgame, so you don't even have to like go and necessarily push for DPS records. With DPS chasing, you can just think of it as, just improving your ship. And I think there is quite often a lot of confusion within the STO player base. The idea of improving your ship often gets mixed up with, improving your DPS, and really they're both to achieve the same goal, and that is to just improve your ship and improve how well you play in content. Yeah, I have never used Rust before. Um, I could go download the stuff to try and mess around with it. I just do not have time right now. Real life has been keeping me busy. Got some party balls here. I think I have the game sound like completely nukes right now. Ryan, hello Trek peoples, first time here. Thank you for all the great videos. Spencer helps us a lot. Thank you. I'm glad to help. Yeah, I'm always glad to help, and so Stowe can be frustrating at points, but there are many different ways to enjoy it for sure. Yeah, my coding experience is fairly limited. I technically have like a Java certificate for like a class or two that I took back when I was in college, and Java, I just do not really remember much at all. Um, what's the other one? Yeah, C sharp. I've dealt with a bit more, which I sort of had to figure out some of the SCM stuff. So that was a motivation to progress through those classes and like learn a bit more about that language. But it's been a few years. I have not like went out and developed a program on my own in a while. I mean, I probably could figure something out with Rust if I put the time into it. It's just, again, time. Yeah. Does hitting things with a hammer count as programming or engineering? Terrible. Good question, though. Stargate, how's it going? Yeah, Stargate ran into a really neat issue the other day in SCM where um, Stargate tried to upload a parse and it said he was banned or something. Something you were using, something has like was caught by the filter, and SCM. I don't even recall the last time something was put on that like power ban list. Percussive maintenance, that's engineering, yeah. Blame warp core? Oof. It's always the warp core, isn't it? I have your stream on a 120-inch projector screen. The camera must be turned on. What? What are you doing? That's terrible. I don't even know what to say about that one. That's pretty rough. Sorry. Oh no, I do need to find like where's a good place to have the webcam for Stowe, because especially without me having the background removal stuff, it's not great. Top left, man. I'm gonna turn the lighting back on. Over chat. That's usually where I have SCM go. Covering the chat window? Yeah, there we go. Zone chat? I always have zone chat turned off. A lot of these spawn in the ISE. Yeah, it's just weird that it only it only said your upload was banned and everyone else's was fine. That was what was weird to me, is usually when you see some of that stuff, it'll just say, you know, the run did not meet the qualifications. So it's singling you out was very odd. Just getting this heal health grounded endeavor done. I was gonna do a stream the other day when I saw the binary circuit universal up, but I just didn't have time. Taking damage and acid pool to heal for endeavor pre-stream content. I'm sorry. I guess in the meantime we can look at CLA a bit more. Yeah, CLA. I really like the visuals of this under the dark mode. A lot of customization right in it. I think getting an upload functionality like set up for it, but then there's also the server side components for anything like that. But even if we go down that route, which is not guaranteed, but even if we do, we can still utilize the SCM servers. That would still be an option. Let me go and turn this light back on. There we go. Can I get a fleet invite? Yeah, you're on Fed? Yeah, drop your character name and that handle in chat and we can get you an invite sorted out. Alex, glad you were able to stop by. I have a couple videos I want to get out next week, and I'm thinking of pushing one out that I didn't initially plan to do right now, but I'm just getting annoyed at the exchange stuff. So I'm thinking about like a video going over Cryptic's hatred towards quality of life, because that's sort of what it feels like right now. You know, we've had in the past year or so, we've had the removal of the keybinds for crafting, for doffing. There was apparently an Admiralty one. And then we've got these exchange changes, which they just, it doesn't even seem like they want to even take the feedback. Every time I've tried to ask it on 10 forward, it just, you know, there's never an answer. So I'm thinking about just a dedicated video complaining about them just stripping away quality of life mechanics in the game. Might be something interesting to do. Rubica, how's it going? Good console from the Infinity box, and I will pick 5 to make a giveaway. Whole image refractors is always good. Isn't that the norm for the entertainment industry these days? Hate on the people paying their bills? I mean, Cryptic doesn't pay me anything. Cryptic, I think, I've talked to McStud about this. They just, I don't think, want anything to really do with most of the content creators. We none of us have any, direct contact to any of the devs. Um, and I was trying to talk about this last week, but the stream cut off. Even if you do get codes from them, like MC Stu, he had an issue last year where one of the codes that he was given for Fleet Week or something like that never worked. And he ended up going out of his way and using his own money to send the person gift cards. And Kale responded, like, how much did you spend? And then there was just never any follow up to it. Just the communication lines with the developers and the community manager for content creators is just not really there. Um, that's why I don't even bother pursuing it most of the time nowadays. I just do my own thing, and if there's something that they're clearly just ignoring whenever it's brought up, then I can do a video and see where it goes. But like that's like my only route to get things communicated to them pretty much most of the time. Oh, meant like Cryptic and other companies hating on their player base? Yeah. Martin, thank you for the 5 full image refractors. We'll start up a giveaway here real quick. Give me a moment. Okay, there's going to be a giveaway up for the next 30 minutes, courtesy of Martin. So let me get this set up. This will be on my Discord, the Casual Sab one, in the the link to it's in the description down below. We'll do this for 30 minutes. There will be 5 winners, PC only. Okay, for those of you not familiar with whole image refractors, it's a pretty good survivability console, especially when used with the Fleet Colony TAC consoles. Um, it's pretty solid. It does have a damage boost on it from what I recall here. In fact, let's look. Yeah, it's got plus 20% Cat 1 all damage, but the main incentive to use it is that if you're using the Fleet Colony Protomatter consoles, this has a really nice interaction with those and can give you a bit more survivability. So again, Martin, thank you for donating those, and that giveaway is in the Casual Sab Discord. To enter, go to the giveaways channel under info and news, and then hit this blue button that you see at the bottom. Yeah, we so Alex, I had a 97 Tahoe. It sold, thankfully, but the car that we got to replace it is a 2012 GMC Terrain. So we definitely had a bit of an upgrade with the vehicle there. There's some issues with the brakes, but those we'll get those figured out. About Infinity Box, I just got T6 from Key Sale yesterday, thinking about the Excelsior 2. It's definitely worth it. If you like phasers and you like beam rays, that console's amazing. But yeah, that Tahoe was just sitting there for the past couple of weeks, and we had someone out to test drive it and look at it the one day, and they decided they didn't want it, and then we got these other people that finally came in and picked it up. Unfortunately, I did have to pay another month of insurance on it because of how long it was sitting there, but it is what it is. And I think they said they're going to refund the unused portion, so or credit it towards the new policy. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Well, I don't remember if it's what exactly it is, but when we bought the car, the place had replaced some of the rotors or something, and it looks like one of the parts that was having issues was with one of the back tires, but they only replaced the stuff on the front ones. So yeah, it's probably going to cost us like 100, $200 to get that fixed, which we'll get it dealt with eventually. Terrible Grim. Okay, so the universal endeavor right now is Counterpoint. Turtle, you're becoming a Destiny scrub. Destiny 2 is a fun game. Um, I've been burnt on it because I spent a lot of time grinding things out in that game a couple years ago, and then there was a change made that basically made a lot of the gear that I had grinded for, like, it had decreased the value of it, and some of the gear was things that took a lot of grinding. So it really just every time I've tried to go back to that game, it just pushes me out as soon as I see those items. What ship do I wanna bring out here? I'm just thinking about what ship to use. I know Distant Night. I know you're wanting me to use that, but that's not going to happen. Hydra, the only ship that matters. Terrible. Let's see. Yeah, well, worse than Delta Rising. Delta Rising issue is Cryptic's incompetence about it. The way that they handled that was so terrible. And there's a lot of new players that don't understand just how bad Cryptic handled things back then. One of the big points that really irritated quite a few people was that at one point Cryptic decided people were leveling up too fast from playing patrols. So they went through and did a rollback on how many spec points some people had earned, except they messed it up and there was just completely random people hit and it just irritated people. Yeah, Delta Rising is why there's so many dead fleets. Delta Rising is a mistake that Cryptic does not want to repeat. That's why they probably won't do tier 7 ships, why they're afraid of any difficulty jumps. Um, Delta Rising was just not a good time for the game. Lino, how's it going? Would I recommend Fire at Will or Beam Overload as a good firing mode? Fire at Will if you can manually time a fast firing torpedo for ETM. That's the downside of Fire at Will, is that you have to have that manual timing with ETM to keep it up all the time. Malon Battlecruiser, terrible. T6 Da Vinci Escort, terrible. That's like saying go use the Texas. Yeah, they made some big mistakes around that time frame. Have I tested the Theseus's experimental weapon? You know, the Theseus is a ship I have not used in a little bit. Let's bring that one out. I got it that first week, and then I basically haven't used it since. Okay, the experimental weapon off this is the solar voltaic array. Have they fixed this so it can be re-engineered yet? No, they have not. Terrible. Okay. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to use the Theseus here, and let's start off with a... Well, let's just get the counterpoint done, because I know some of you guys are going to want counterpoint, so I'm just going to do public queue of counterpoint elite. Public queue. Counterpoint elite. And you guys instantly have it pop. We probably have enough for a few different lobbies there. Yeah, I'm hoping that we get that announcement soon, but just seems like they keep pushing that release off further away. Yeah, Jeff, yeah. Delta Rising was a big jump in difficulty. The introduction of T6 ships, the poor decision making on Cryptic's, like on the side of management from Cryptic, it was just a really bad combo of things, and it really did kill so many fleets. I have no idea, Lena. Yeah, so that patrol escort bundle will hopefully be coming out when they do the next 10 forward announcement.
Station is under heavy attack.
I'm supposed to shoot the feedback right away, right? I want the old Maelstrom back.
The Terrans are...
Why were people so upset at tier 6? Because
under attack.
for the first couple years of the game, it was T5. T5 was the top tier of ships that you could get, and then people went through, bought all those out, and then Cryptic introduced tier 6, and tier 6 is clearly better than tier 5. So imagine if they introduced tier 7 ships today, and it made all of your tier 6 ships, you know, much less valuable. The more feedback, the more I can improve the streams. Yeah. Just, you know, even just more console slots, more like more bridge officer slots or stations, like those would be some easy routes to go, more weapons. There's a few ways they could go about it. It would just upset people any way they went. Yeah. And yeah, 150k for elites may not seem that attainable, but it is. It's actually like if you're doing ISA pugs and you turn SCM on, like 150k, you can achieve even on like a fairly accessible budget build. I think MC Stu has some videos where he's done some budget builds and, you know, hit near their DPS was. Even like, you know, those subpar beam overload builds, people are getting those types of builds up there.
Something massive is coming through a...
Yeah, feedback is basically the only thing that's gonna really threaten me here. Feedback, you know, again, the player version of Feedback Pulse is the same as what the NPCs have. It's just that the NPCs in this game are set to do basically no damage, whereas... That is really loud. Whereas... And, you know, NPCs do little damage, whereas players do quite a bit.
Lower your defenses. And surrender!
It's interesting to see how often there's a side ship right there that my CSV was hitting. Terrible. It's feedback. It's always feedback. There are builds you can use where, you know, you're not worried about that type of damage hurting you. But I am not using one of those builds. I want to get Karaknor down to like 0 health. Complex Plasma Fires is building up quite a few stacks right now.
We've conquered everyone else in our reality. TF9 to Alliance forces. Karaknor has been disabled.
That time, something else did kill me. Don't forget. Top 3 EPG ships, the 3 versions of the Vern. In my opinion, what's the best Romulan ship? The Delkina. The Delkina is absolutely, like, my favorite Romulan ship to fly. The Scimitar also has a very high performance ceiling, but the Delkina, in my opinion, is just funner to actually use. terrible. I know I'm falling behind on chat here. I'll get caught up after this. Yes, I am using Viridium cannons. Next April Fools, every NPC in the game's given feedback pulse. Have it do both the energy one and then also do that torpedo one. The, you know, that one Vesta console. We gotta get more assault teams beamed over. Almost there. We got the 15 over? Okay, good. Warp Core Breach got me that time. This TFO is not going well for me. That is certainly clear. I've had better survivability, some other ships out there. I'm in the Theseus right now. Axel, how's it going? Yeah, this is a rather squishy setup. Be better in a runabout? Ouch. That's rough.
We're reading an energy.
Can't wait to get that stuff off the Gordon Raider. I'm having trouble getting it on PS5. Traded 18 Delta packs and 100 mil.
Put you in your place.
Yeah, it really seems like on console you're just in general gonna have a harder time getting hold of some things. That was a painful TFO. I'm in the Theseus right now, but yeah, that was a bit rough.
We wouldn't have been able.
I hate that queue, honestly. I am not a fan of Counterpoint. Never really have been. I had pugs better than this one. Terrible. Wow. Wow. I feel terrible. Thank you, Chris. I'd be more happy with regular ship updates. More consoles equals more fun. Yeah, some more console slots would be nice. I think the route that they'll go for anything like that will just be like new T6X type tokens, and I think that's the best approach for them. If they do T7 at this point, after all the money people have put in getting all the T6s over the past decade, the game will die. It will. I don't think this game could survive T7 unless there was a direct upgrade to convert your ships from T6 to T7. At that point, that's no different than a T6 XX token. At least, yeah. Prometheus, how's it going? More duty officer slots, yeah, especially given that the system supports 8. I like to sit next to the station. It's fun. Yeah, my fleet, the Breakfast Club, we have literally never in the past decade we have never recovered back to what anywhere near the level of activity we had before Delta Rising, and that's the same for so many other fleets out there. That's why you may join an armada and you'll look at the other fleets in the armada and you'll see, hey, they have a ton of players on. They're high level, but then you go look at their roster, and this is what you see most of the time: just nobody on. And then the colony world being so expensive did also get people to move out of some of those starter fleets to ones that had a bit more activity. But even then, the the social aspect of fleets in this game just has not worked out long term. Yeah, indeed, it was not a good time for the game. STO is what's the actual like term for it now? It's a game as a service. What really sucks about STO is the fact that all of your purchases, another way to think about it is that everything you purchase in this game is a rental. You don't actually, I may have a Constitution 3, but I don't actually own it. I'm renting. I'm renting this basically up until the day that the server is shut down. That's what sucks with MMOs like this and just games as a service in general is you're reliant on their servers staying up. There is no offline component, even though the game is largely played in like a single player mindset. It at some point in the future this game will shut down and you will lose the purchases you've made. Yeah, indeed, Goddle. The notable thing that comes to mind there is the hits to fire at will, feedback pulse, um, the embassy plasma explosion consoles. Yeah. What is the DPS channel you get invited into called? DPS numbers elite. So it's a hashtag for numbers. So if you're looking at it, it's gonna be DPS numbers elite. And I haven't sent invites out in a week or two, so there's another batch due, but All you have to do is do 150k DPS and then Infected Advanced, Elite, or Hive Elite, and you'll get an invite to that channel. Yeah. Oh, for sure, Mark the Chief. It just, I don't know. I think for me, I I generally prefer to put my money into games nowadays that I know that there's no online component that I'm gonna have to worry about. That I'll be able to still play them, a decade from now if I want. Whereas with Stowe, Warships, um, games like the Division, that may not always be possible. And if I do go for a games as a service type game like Hitman, there are solutions out there where you can emulate the server to still retain a lot of the functionality and turn things back on that the developers have turned off. So if I want to go in and do like Hitman 3, or I guess what is it? Whatever they've renamed it to now, there's actually a private server I can utilize to play things that I may have missed in the past that they had legitimately turned off. Terrible. I do have Starfield. I will be playing Starfield, but hopefully that's not gonna have too much online components to it. Indeed. Well, I got it with my GPU, Grim. That's why I care. Okay, there was a comment for HSC, so let's do an HSC. The fall nerf, yeah, was years ago, and yeah, I mentioned the big XP rollback earlier in the stream. Legendary Valdor, yeah, Legendary Valdor is a very good ship. The Mo guy was always one of my favorite designs in the game. Okay, public queue, Hive Onslaught Elite. The reason I do public queue too is it does actually get some of these queues rolling, and it gets more people involved. If I just go in and send invites out, it's a lot of typing to do, and that's only including a couple people. If we do this all, we'll requeue up at the same time. There's going to be a couple instances going, and more people are going to have a chance to play through the content. Yeah, WoW's does WoW's has some nice points, but also their monetization. Wow, like they did the Ruckus and the Depot event again, and I think I read on the subreddit the total cost to actually get everything from that is like $800. That's just ridiculous. Nice, Martin. If you have this map requires a shuttle, you have to spam your U key. Just keep spamming that, and it'll move you over eventually. I think the last time I put money into warships was $100 with the birthday coupon. Back in March. When Stowe dies, we'll still have private servers. Yeah. I would say on that front, I would just hope that if that ever actually happens, that there's at least a modern version of the servers out there. If that unfortunate thing ever does happen, I would hope that there's more up-to-date things out there.
Only fools dream of victory where none can be had. this vessel, and I will claim another.
Feedback, watch out. Oh, it was sneaked off. I saw feedback pop up there and was very worried. Okay, DPS wise, let's take a look here. Let me pop this up in SCM, see if that was an upload for anyone. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see, was that an upload? Combat time too low for almost everyone. RIP. Well, I was close to having a good DPS number there. Just, that like 550 DPS too high? Terrible. Yeah, I appreciate the new card. Terrible. Yeah, it's a lot of visual effects, yes. Um, so I think you may have had some damage on the queen that persisted after her kill line. So let me go in and actually look here. I bet that's what happened. Yeah. So if I was going in and like going to upload this, we would look for the kill line against the queen and cut out everything after that. That is a valid thing you can do when uploading an HSC run, is you can cut out everything that appears after the kill line for the queen, because sometimes it'll persist a dot on her through the cutscene even though she's dead, and that will sometimes extend the combat time. So people will just go in and chop off everything from the combat log file after she dies. That was too high for your theme ice build? Terrible. Yeah, Argala does that too. Yeah. Apparently I had 65% of the attacks in. I didn't even notice. Really, I think there may have been one point where I thought I was close to death there, but that was such a fast run, it didn't really matter. Okay, next TFO. The ice. You like the Ice Age meme? I'm sorry. Is there a way to counter feedback pulse aside from running away? Yeah, you can use a subnucleonic beam if you have a science captain in there. Subnuke is a science captain ability, and if you have a science player in there, they wait for the icon to pop up on the queen, and then you nuke her feedback off. Yeah, I still have to watch the last 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds. I am a bit behind. Okay, let's do... I want to swap ships quick because there was a request for me to look at the solar voltaic experimental weapon, so I'm going to bring out the Delkina, and I'm just going to swap the experimental weapon on that over to the solar voltaic one from the Theseus, and we'll just see how it does. You can't bring a runaway into elite content. It just will straight up block you. I don't want to click it. Oh no. We do have the winners drawn for the whole image refractor consoles. I'll create a thread there. And I just... Congrats. So if you're one of the 5 winners of the full image refractors, go in and drop your @handle in this thread, and I'll get these mailed out after the stream. I can't see the names because Discord does these dashes now whenever I've got streamer mode on. Guess I can click. I can't even do that. Okay. Interesting. Streamer mode is apparently very locked down. So if you got a ping from my Discord, go take a look at that. Okay. I'm going to do a public queue for ISE, and I'm going to test out the solar voltaic experimental weapon off of the Theseus. Public queue if anyone wants to join. That went very fast. Long how's it going? For anyone that watches the VODs of these streams, would it be more useful too if I had the chat going up on the actual like the screen, just to help people keep track of things, or is it fine as is? Because right now, I don't really put much of an overlay on anymore. Okay. Well, sometimes right away they don't. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay.
Scanning the nanite transfer. Done. If something
CSV misfired. Rip. That always sucks when you just your firing mode misfires like that. The quality game servers.
probe is closing in on the transfer. Destroy it.
Rip. Did not have enough survivability for that. I don't have real time up, but this does not feel like the fastest run here, so. It's clean at least. That's good. Yeah, let's take a look at the parse. Yeah, misfires suck. So 830k, not great. Maelstrom did 144k deeps, not spectacular. Solar voltaic 38k DPS, so really not good. At this point for an experimental weapon, I'm looking for at least 80 to 100k, even in a run like this. So this isn't going to be better than the Sultan Wave Impeller, and it's not going to be better than the Plasma Bombardier on a Plasma build like this. So yeah, basically no reason to get the Theseus, is there? Don't pay any attention to chat when watching the VOD. Mac, how's it going? After 4 years, I finally completed the Gamma event and got my elite ground off. Didn't... Yeah, the DOF commendations can be a pain. Richard, not much. Again, today is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, so in about 40 to 45 minutes, I am going to have to bail out. But I'll probably do like another stream here in the next couple of days. So let's move on to the next TFO. And yeah, no rush on putting your out handles in the giveaway thing if you did win. I'll get those mailed out later tonight, so no rush. Can I show the solo HSE build? Yeah. Didn't I put that on the Discord? I did not. Okay. Okay, so the solo HSE build that I used was the what is it? The Terran Eagle. I basically set it up as a tank as a bit of a meme because you commonly see people say that you need to be an engineer or that you need to be in a cruiser to go through and like tank or do some of that harder content and stay alive. And I sort of wanted to meme on that, so I set up a Terran Eagle as a like tank platform. So it's got 5 of the Fleet Colony TAC consoles, whole image refractors alongside that because that has a really nice interaction with those Fleet Colony consoles. I've got DPRM on, Protomatter Field Projector. I've got Shield Absorptive Frequency Generator, the Valdor console. Basically, it's a bunch of survivability stuff slapped onto the Eagle, with the entire point being just to try and make this thing quite survivable in like a solo environment. It worked. I did solo HSE with it. I think I put that up as a private or unlisted video. Let me take a look here. Yeah. So May 29th, I put that video up. Wow, I started working on that project a long time ago. So let me get a link for that and I'll drop that in chat. Share. Yeah, there's a video of the solo HSE with the Terran Eagle. It was an interesting run. The second player in the map is just there because HSE will auto fail if you don't have a second player in the map for the second second phase. Yeah, and I know one of the criticisms I've heard of this run already is that I didn't just go into the center and see the survivability there. And yeah, that's one of the things when you are looking to increase your survivability, pick your fight. Sometimes you may be better just killing off small groups of the enemy at a time, and you may not want to put yourself in the middle of 100 enemies, So yeah, it was just a meme run because I think the inspiration was there was some thread on Facebook, on like one of the Facebook groups about like what class to tank with, and there was a lot of people aggressively defending that engineers are the best tanks, and anyone that does things at a high level like DPS wise, anything like that, engineers are sort of a meme in the current state of the game. But you still have a lot of people, especially towards the more casual side of things, that will aggressively argue that engineers are what you gotta be if you want to tank. Okay, next TFO, I've got a destroy Tholian ships here. I'm going to go back to the Connie 3. I've been enjoying the Connie 3. It's a real immersive ship, you know? Facebook still exists? Yeah. There's some very large STO Facebook groups, and just don't say anything, even though they're run by players. Just know that no criticism. No criticism of Stowe. I tried to post to one of the Facebook groups a while back, and it was funny. They went through and like immediately, like I know the one guy I think doesn't like me from way back, but it was funny. My video was removed, and they said I was spamming videos, and it was like the first or the second post I'd done there in like a month or two, like and probably the second post I'd done of the year. It was like September or something like that, I think. I don't remember, but McStud goes in and he's able to dump every video he's ever done right in there, no issue. I go and I post like a second video in, and I wasn't posting all my videos. I was just posting them, you know, randomly. Then I decided that I want to try and push this video out a bit to a wider audience. Gets removed, and I'm told I'd like given a warning for YouTube spam. So my experience with the Facebook groups is that they are very restrictive, and the impression I get is, yeah, no negative discussion. So Vaulted Snare, Delete, Public Queue, let's do that one next. The only reason I have Facebook still is because of family. I do not use Facebook really at all outside of like messaging my mom or my sister or a few other people. This is why I have the game sound turned down. I'm pretty sure I hit the queue. It's loading. Okay. I'll avoid Drew just doing all the TFOs without you. We did all of your favorite TFOs.
Many of our forces are defending the new colony world. Mo Rihan is our future.
Reddit is another bad place for negative comments about so yeah. Part of it, I think, is that the people running, you know, anything like that do want to try to have, you know, they're hoping to like be able to foster a good line of communication between their group and the devs, but realistically, I don't think that was ever going to happen. I think I need to start using my right monitor for streams. The engineers or tanks mentality comes from the early days of the game, where people thought that the classes mattered a bit more. Grim, I am reading what you're saying right now, and all I can say is terrible.
We will return to the area secured.
The fire at will is very immersive. As is the Excelsior 2 console.
We cannot remain in the battle. We must withdraw.
Titus, I'm gonna be bailing out here in about 30 minutes, unfortunately. And then I'm probably not gonna be back in game for a while. Yeah, today is a bit of a shorter stream because I got back right around 2, and I'm gonna have to be bailing out again here at 4 p.m. Central Time, so that's about half an hour from now. To hell with Honor Elite. Yeah, to hell with Honor's fun. Yeah, there's been some interactions. Like, when they have tried to reach out and work with some content creators, it has ended very badly for them. So I understand their hesitation to get involved with too much with content creators. Let's see, Timberwolf, many of you know what happened there. He was exposed as being a child abuser and pretty much deleted everything. Valican FX, he had a massive ego issue. Augmented, he also had an ego issue, along with other issues we're not going to get into, but they don't have a good track record of who they've associated with. Crashed out of the vault queue. Yep. Mark, back during Fleet Day, or Fleet Week last year, I asked if there was any interest in any codes for the builds Discord, because the anniversary of that was also coming up, and nothing. Yeah, I mean, classes, I think back in the day definitely had much more of an impact. I mean, there is still an impact with some types of classes. Like if you're doing PvP, science is obviously going to be pretty advantageous, but for general PvE play nowadays or story content, it doesn't really matter. Valican, if I recall, didn't he make some demands or something, and
It's worse than I thought.
did not work out well for him when they said no? Yeah, we can do it to hell with Honor after this. Good night, Prometheus. I've sent KL emails a couple of times, and just never gotten a response, so I just don't bother. Yeah. The Excelsior 2 is so much fun, though. Yeah, it is expensive. I think we got the first wave all dealt with. With the vault here, the ones that you have to prioritize taking out right away are the ones that have the yellow lines behind them, because if you let them stay alive, they will build up a web around this, and that is one of the optionals, is to not let them build up that web. Yeah, with content creation in STO, you're always going to get burnt out eventually. You see, if someone's going through the YouTube route, you have to get up to 1,000 subscribers and then a certain amount of watch time before you can even monetize your content. So you may put in like 100 videos and, you know, tens or hundreds of hours of work before you can even start to get like a financial return directly from YouTube. And most people get burnt out well before they hit that point. And, you know, with STO, you run out of things to do long term. You can try to be creative and find things to keep you engaged, but eventually everyone gets burnt out. That's pretty much just the nature of how STO is. Go on here. Another group even further down here. Let me grab them quick. Get them all? Yeah, I think we did. YouTube drama is for fun, and fun is funny terrible. Yeah, STO is a game built on repetition. You have to treat the game as a sandbox or like a Star Trek theme park long term. You know, the game doesn't. It's a 13-year-old game. There's only so much content you're going to get each year. Yeah, I stepped away for a few years myself. Not long after the Foundry got removed. That was such an irritating point. One thing I'll say for sure is anyone that, you know, didn't get to experience the Foundry and STO, I feel bad for him, because that was definitely like, that was such a huge part of the game for such a long time. Yeah, not every mission in there was the highest quality, but it added a lot. I wish I could have my ship go down at a better angle there, but yeah, it'll never happen. Oh, for sure. It wasn't a perfect system, but it did add something to do an endgame.
The Tholian web is collapsing. Excellent. The vault is secure, but we are not. Sensors show Tholian reinforcements approaching at high warp. Prepare for battle. Use the Tholian flagship if you can. The Tholian flagship is defeated.
There we go.
Excellent work.
Good game, everyone. I think I have clearly missed a couple things in chat, so let's take a look at this again. There's something on Discord. Fighting the single target group in a fall build. What am I doing? The immersion. The immersion is what I'm doing. The 11th bundle has a legendary Excelsior with 5 engineer slots, so you can put 7 isomags on it. Yeah, the legendary. Honestly, I like the 11th bundle. That's a sort of a controversial take, but I personally like it. I got a lot of use out of the Vorcha. The Vorcha is still a very good platform for Torps or Do. The legendary Excelsior is comparable to this Connie 3 that I'm in. So it's especially like if you're doing an isomag setup, that'll work perfectly fine. Yeah, definitely Stowe. Yeah, I keep doing my endeavors each day. I'm not selecting them anymore. I don't know if they're ever going to add any more in, and if they do, I want to have a couple, points spanked up, ready to go. But right now, I'm at 594. I have another 22 endeavor perk points. I've got all of the important space stuff filled in. Like I have 7 unused or 7 unfilled space points, and they're for things that don't really matter. For ground, that's where I have a lot of things that still need points, and I just don't care enough about ground to go and burn the points on that. I'd rather save these points for if they add more space things in the future. Yeah, I know, Grim. I know you care. I know. I'm sorry. Need a hangar bay perk for endeavors? Yeah. Part of the issue with those new hangar pet consoles is the fact of how long it takes for the like pets to build up to the max rank. But also just the sacrifices you have to make to get pets to do really well. How casual of you. I know. Fire at will's the way. Speaking of fire at will, when's the last time you guys saw a fire at will build do in ISC? think it's time for that. Though we're still on cooldown. Okay. That's awkward. Let's do a Crystalline Catastrophe Advanced Public Queue. That's a 10-player TFO. Let's go in there and see how things go. Oh, To Hell with Honor. Yes, I remember. Let's do the Crystalline Catastrophe and then To Hell with Honor. The max Endeavor rank is 750 right now. Yes, Lino, if you get a C-Store ship and then the fleet version, you still have to level up the C-Store one to get the trade off of it. Crystalline Catastrophe Advanced Public Queue. Here we go. And then after this, we're going to do a To Hell with Honor Elite. They did not announce the new ships this week. I think that I think they're just trying to do one ship release a month. And they already did one this month, you know? So I think they're just trying to separate and to make sure there's, you know, one ship or ship bundle being released a month. Or something around there. Yeah. Maelstrom was very beneficial to a lot of builds. David, how's it going? The map just taking forever to load, or did I miss something? We need a couple more in the queue for Crystalline Catastrophe. It looks like not everyone accepted. David, how's it going? Oh no, there it goes. It's loading now. Okay, good. Yeah, it takes a while to load. So I think we'll get this crystalline done, then we'll do it To Hell with Honor, and then after that, we will do an infected, and then that'll have to be it for today's stream. Because, like I said, I've got a cutoff of around 4 p.m. here, and it is 3:43. You finally went. That's good. Next week, I'm going to be doing a science build because you guys have been asking me for a while, and I'm going to use the fire stuff. Run away. Triz just posted a nice fire build. I didn't even get a place there. Terrible. That or it's just lagging that bad. Because you can see the lag every time you get like a little bit of a rubber band. Okay, next up is a To Hell with Honor Elite. So this one is... This is a fun queue. What is it? Disco? Where you? To Hell with Honor Elite Public Queue. Let's get a few of these going. These ones don't take too long. Didn't even see it die. And that's how it goes. I'm definitely not tabbed out hitting something in no game real quick. Would never do that. Yeah, Crystalline is basically just a way to get 10 players to engage together quick in a TFO that is, you know, easy to access. But there really needs to be an elite version of it, in my opinion. To hell with everything Sandy is for the weak. Oh no, Grim. Grim, what are we gonna do with you? Those 20-player fleet actions lag out so much nowadays. And the issue is those, like, the 20-player fleet TFOs, those are, you know, faction specific. I'm on a Klingon character. So if I want to go in and do that, I have to, you know, go over to a Fed character if most people are on Fed. You know, that's not cross faction like a lot of the newer content. Oh no, Grim. Grim, I'm worried, buddy. Is everything okay? When was the stream where I said about the Rising kit build? I think that was last stream. I was gonna do a video on that, wasn't I? I don't know if I have the Valor console on, but if I don't, I probably should. There's some lower ones here. I'll leave you with them, and I'm going to run to this other point. Where's that one dealt with also?
No vessels remain at Shipyard Epsilon. That was the last vessel at Shipyard Gamma.
Yeah. Oh, not having deuterium sort of sucks. Yeah, I very much do not have Valor on. I really should.
Engage stroke and proceed to the top. 60. Time. 3. And this will be top. Fire the weapon.
I'm going to save my buffs for the next phase. I'll catch up on chat here in a minute. Here's number 2. I'm dead. I'm so dead here. Focus on the reactor on the next one as quick as possible because we're not failing, but you don't want the too many Yalachi to get out.
Gigantic Alachi Walker is keeping the rift open. Destroy it!
It flew way too far away. There we go. Good job, everyone. That is a lot of marks on that TFO. So I got 288 marks out of that. Very nice. Okay. I know that I am a bit behind on chat, so let me get out and we'll take a look at things here quick. Is the Eagle too... hold on. Is the Eagle too hard to make a build for? The Eagle's a really good platform, but it's incredibly niche. And the issue with covering some of those niche things like torpedoes is people just have been flooded with so much content for torpedoes that they don't really care, too much nowadays. What the general population of the game wants to see is builds that I personally don't like, doing too much, which is usually like phaser beam ray build or phaser beam overload builds. That's the type of content people want, and I don't know. It's a case of the things I would want to necessarily cover, people don't care about, and the things that people do want to see are things that I don't care about. So it's just getting in the mood to go through and push through and accept that a video is going to be underperforming or do something that I'm not necessarily going to enjoy as much. Is exchange the only way to get DOFs for Oxtabat? No. There's a mission chain that you can look up. Look up the Betran cluster. It's a chain of DOF missions you can do that can get you Oxtabat technicians for free. Just time. Yeah, the Ryza kit module, you want the one that just says like Ryzian kit frame. Do I have it here? Apparently not, but you just want the one that says Ryzian kit frame. None of the other stuff on it. I'll talk about that one here in the near future. Yeah, crafted pen works. The only thing I did not clarify in that video is that there is a point where damage or crit D do beat out pen. So realistically, most people never get close to that point. But if you are running with high-end groups, you might want to also have like a set of damage 4s on hand or crit D4s. Realistically, though, I've done runs over 1 million DPS with pen weapons on. You know, past that debuff point, I prefer to just have the pens on hand because that's going to be more useful in solo content. Whereas in high-end team environments, having just that extra damage or crit D would be more beneficial, but most people aren't doing that stuff, so. They just want variety, not CSV on every build? Yeah, I know. Paper, how's it going? Okay. Terran Cygnus is the best. Terran Cygnus is definitely better. I know, I don't know if Steve is still around, but he's been having a lot of success with Isomags on it. So yeah, the Cygnus with Isomags is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun to health honor. Okay, let's do one ISC real quick, and then I have to bail out. So, public queue, infected, the conduit, elite. Then that's an instant pop. I'm worried. I feel like I should be worried right now. I should have Valdor on. Okay, here we go. This is not really a tank. This is a fire at will DPS build. No tank? Yeah, who needs a tank? ISE stream without fail? Terrible. I don't know. I think build wise, yeah, I wanted to get a build video done for the Dalkina. And every time I've wanted to get a build video done, like a month later, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't do that right then. Because then the Maelstrom got nerfed. The Maelstrom was a pretty big part of that build. So it's like, thank you, Cryptic, for making my laziness feel justified. Well, there's no engineer in here, David. Oh, and yeah, I've got to rip open all the boxes after this, so we'll do that too real quick after the ISE.
Scanning the nanite trench. Guns. Do something that's quick.
There we go. Good job, everyone. Let's see what that was like on the parser there. Wow, this is still going terrible. Hey, Spencer, we're America Worker D7 with ISOMag build. I showed that off on stream a couple years ago. Or a couple years ago, a couple streams ago. A couple years, jeez. Been that type of day, that type of week. The what type of boxes? The elite QR&D boxes. Nice. Is there something special aside from Dawson mission and exchange and bank on the Suliban? No, it's just that it's convenient. The perk of the Suliban is that you can be on a bridge that has most of the things that you need, and you don't have to deal with being in an ESD and needing to see zone chat. Yeah, I hate when the pets do that. Oh, there's a purple. Got it. Good. Probably some good salvage there. So DPS wise, 561 for me. Godel, I've got you at 474. Let's see, is that a record for anyone? Jamfire, Chili, yeah, there's a couple records there, so congrats. 70, almost 76% of the attacks in, about 79% of the damage in. When it comes to tanking, I don't really focus on those metrics. I know some people go really crazy about attacks in, total damage in, but the way that I look at it with a tank is, did anyone die? That's what really matters, is did anyone die or not? Okay. Let's open these boxes real quick, and then I need to go. Nice. Yeah, getting those advanced components is always great. Okay, so the advanced box obviously doesn't have one. Let's see here. How many did I get? I have 6 of the Elite Cube boxes here. Let's go with the Trellium first. Nope. 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 I'm 0 for 6 on that batch. It happens. 2 highest DPS than that. Yeah. I mean, Fire at Will can still do damage. Not in Discord? Gotcha. Yeah, I'll try to get something posted, but I need to bail out. So thank you to everyone who tuned in today. I know this was a bit of a shorter stream. I'll probably do another stream here in the next couple days. Maybe not tomorrow, but maybe like Monday or Tuesday. So that's going to be it for now. Again, thank you to everyone that stopped by and to everyone who chipped in on the GoFundMe for SCM. Very much appreciated. Again, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. We'll see you guys around.